4.3. Again, continue on with these solutions, which is our x-intercepts. A lot of irrelevant things because we can do this on Desmos. Can you use Desmos on the on the STAR test? Yes, you can use Desmos on the STAR test. But let's talk about this real fast. They are showing us that the graph is shown, and we know that the x is at 5. But they want to say, you know what? Let's make your life a little more difficult. Let's do this function, and we're going to graph it. So I'm going to show you in just a second what is going on. But first, I do want to show you, I'm going to box that up. That is g of x. So this part is g of x. So if we're going to write it in terms of h, because h is our new function, we're going to say h of x equals g of x. What's changing? -1. Okay, so now I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to graph it. Okay. First off, I do want to make sure I have g of x, g parentheses x. I say g of x because that's how you say it mathematically, I could presume. And I'm going to change this to a dash because I want to. Okay, second function. There's my g of x. Let me zoom out a little bit. Sorry about that. There's my g of x, which is what we already have there on the paper. Second part, we can type in this whole h of x with all that mumbo jumbo, or I could type this out. Definitely consider both, only because it'll be shown both ways on the STAR test. H parentheses of x equals g parentheses of x. Oops, I forgot the equal sign. -1. And there it is. I'm going to zoom in just a smidge. So our regular function g is the dash line, and it moved down. It went from 5 to 5 -1. Of course, the transformation there just went 1 down. What is it asking for? It wants us to sketch it. Okay, no problem. So one down, and then I'm just gonna make it look kind of the same because it just went 1 down. Of course, I can be super accurate, but just for time's sake, it's the same type of graph, just moved down. Consider the equation. If we did this algebraically, what would happen? It would give us our x-intercepts, which are right here. And we can do it algebraically. We can add 1, we can divide by 2, find the square root, boom, 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 boom. Ta-da, we do it, right? What we just did on the previous section. But why would we do that if we have this lovely tool that we just did? And if I click my little points, let me take off the vertex because I don't want to see the vertex. If I click those 2 points, those are my zeros. 4.293 and 5.707. Those are my zeros. And if I did end up solving it correctly, because oh yeah, we're all super experts on this, which is where it doesn't make sense why they're going to pressure us to do this, but that's just my ideas. You should get x equals, give me 1 second, trying to do this, beep, boop, beep. 5 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 2. So that's telling me 5 plus the square root of 0.5 will give me this outer one. 5 minus the square root of 0.5 is going to give me the one on the left. Which is nice. Like I said, it's not a bad idea. But we can just click this on our Desmos and we find our answer. Okay. Looking at B, axis of symmetry is still the same at x equals 5. As you can see, it's cutting through 5 right here. How many zeros do we now have? We have 2 zeros. We could even label them 4.2930 and 5.7070. Okay? Definitely for these next few examples, take out your Desmos, I promise. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So, now I'm gonna highlight what it's saying. J of x is doing the opposite. I'm gonna box up what we already know. I'm gonna box up this part, sorry. This is again g of x. And now they shifted it up because now it's up here. We had it at 5 and it moved up 1. Okay. Oops, sorry. It moved up 1. So, it wants us to work this algebraically. Okay. And I will do this algebraically only because we need to identify something and why this does not have any zeros. 0 equals 2 to the power of 2 plus 1. Okay, first things first, need to get rid of this plus 1 by subtracting. 1 minus 1, that's 0. Bringing all this down. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Next, I need to get rid of this 2 in front of the parentheses. You do that by dividing both sides by 2. 2 and 2 cancel. Now I got my parentheses x minus 5 and 2. We're almost done. Negative 1/2. Next, I have to get rid of the power 2. The way I do that, I take the square root, and this is where we have an issue. I'm not even going to continue this because this part right here is not a real number. We can't have a negative inside of my fraction. If I even continue to finish it, because I can finish it, no problem. It's not an issue with me. Don't forget the plus or minus. We have x equals positive 5 plus or minus the square root of negative 1/2. Try typing that in your calculator. It's going to give you an error because this is imaginary. It doesn't work. And if we even look at the graph, my vertex or any part of this graph does not touch my x-axis. You know what? I'll even highlight my x-axis. Because we need something to show that there are answers. And as you can see, I'll zoom in a little bit more. There's nothing touching my highlighted area. So in this case, there are no zeros. Okay? There are no zeros, x-intercepts, or solutions. Nothing, because it's not touching. So that's something to consider, okay? We're almost done. One more page. Exciting. Next page. This is the last page. I won't be doing the talk to talk only because that's kind of opinionated stuff for you all to be thinking about. Again, I'm not going to force anybody to solve this by hand. It is asking you for to do it. But, of course, I'd rather you just use your Desmos. Not get a headache or anything. Nobody likes headaches. Okay, gonna type in my question real quick. F parentheses of x equals negative 3 parentheses x minus 2 parentheses power 2 plus 4. There's my function. It's asking for axis of symmetry and I saw it, my zeros. You can definitely sketch it if you would like. I know it's asking for us to solve algebraically because it wants us to be able to find specifically what this is, but there's all my good stuff. Okay, I'm gonna plot 2, 4 at least. 2, 4. This is under 1. This is a little over 3. I'll sketch it just for fun. Oh, something like that. And as you can see, my axis of symmetry is cutting through 2 at X. And my zeros are 2 points. Oops, sorry. If you look at the points, 0.845, 0, and the other one's 3.155, 0. Definitely do the next example on your own. That's all I have for today. Very good stuff. I mean, obviously, some intense algebraic solving, but other than that, we're doing a great job. Eventually, like I said, we will be able to do some STAR prep, so don't get too scared. You all are going to pass the STAR test. Have a great day.